Here are some general shop rules you should follow. Welding is a fun and enjoyable hobby, and it can be a great career. But it's serious business with life-threatening consequences. So have fun and enjoy welding, but be safe and follow the rules. They're there for your own good. First, clear the weld zone and remove all flammable and combustible items. Safety glasses should be worn at all times, even under your hood. Sparks and other objects can bounce around inside your welding mass and pop right into your eye. Every time you lift your hood, you expose yourself to the potential for an eye injury. UV blocking safety glasses are also an added line of defense against arc rays and accidental arc flashes. Appropriate clothing and attire should be worn at all times in the shop. This includes flame-resistant clothing that covers all skin. No nylon, no polyester, no rayon, no spandex, because they can all melt and burn your skin. All jewelry and watches should be removed, because metal is a conductor and you don't want to accidentally bridge the gap between the work and ground and get shocked or burned. Hearing protection is a good idea, but required when sound levels are excessive and when performing certain operations. Remember, earplugs also keep sparks and spatter from going into your ear, which is a pretty uncomfortable feeling. Keep all guards in place. They're there to protect you, and removing the guard places you in harm's way. This goes for grinders, machines, wire feeders, saws, shears, and any other metalworking equipment you might use. Removing guards exposes dangerous electrical and mechanical hazards that can easily cause serious injury. Use the proper PPE for the activity. You may not always be welding, so understand and take precautions for every activity that you do. Ensure good ventilation and don't breathe welding fumes. Use a filtered respirator if ventilation is poor or not possible. Direct sparks away from people, equipment, work, and other items. Be mindful when grinding, drilling, cutting, or performing any activity that makes sparks, spatter, or chips that could injure. Secure all cylinders when in use. Store cylinders with a protective cap in place to protect the valve. Remember, that's the weakest link. Only use gases that are clearly labeled with contents, and turn cylinders off when not in use. In the shop, you should act professionally and responsibly, avoiding horseplay. While we plan to have fun and enjoy our arc time, it's important to keep in mind that we're working with equipment and machinery that can be very dangerous, even when it's not in use. Clean up after your tasks, organize your work area, and remove tripping hazards. Inspect your equipment for loose or damaged cables. Perform routine maintenance. If you grab your work clamp and you find it hot, it's a good indication that you've got a problem and you should dig into it. Ask for help when using new equipment or doing something new. Only work to your skill and training level. Some activities require specialized training, and teams of people tend to be successful and safe. Seek proper training if you intend to perform any specialized welding. All right, now let's do a safety check. If you look at the picture here, how many safety issues do you see? The safety issues that I found are no safety glasses or cutting shade, the pants are tucked into the boots, the person is not wearing welding gloves, that is not an approved torch holding position, flames are directed toward the hoses and his body, there's trip hazards all around the site, and I think he's even standing on the gas hoses. Did you find any more that I missed? Well, this person is clearly not ready and should never have lit the torch. That's the last thing we do before we begin the cut. Let's break down the situation and come up with a better approach. First, they should prep the welding or cutting worksite location and get everything ready to go. Then they should set up the equipment close to the work but out of the way in case things move. They should be dressed properly and completely, including eye protection. They should then approach the work all ready to go. But before lighting the torch, look around, assess the area for issues or concerns, and then put on the welding or cutting shade. Then do the work, clean up, and maintain that 1-hour fire watch. So this has been a summary of the common welding and cutting hazards, along with precautions that you can take to avoid incident and injury. Remember, each situation is unique, and it's up to you to practice safe habits, good housekeeping, and be aware of dangerous situations so you can take action and avoid injury. For more information, refer to the sources here. In closing, It's important to note that welding, cutting, and allied processes are dangerous. They present hazards that can result in severe injury and damage. Proper precautions are necessary to protect yourself and others from welding hazards. Read and follow all equipment labels and the owner's manual carefully before installing, operating, or servicing any equipment. Start every activity with safety in mind and do the necessary research if you're unsure or attempting something new. Take the necessary precautions to avoid injury and property damage. Only perform work or tasks within your training and qualification level. Don't take risks, follow recommended practices, and avoid incidents. Stop, think, and act. Have a safety plan in place in case of an incident. And otherwise, once you have everything out of the way, enjoy your project. And there you have it. These are the most common hazards associated with welding and cutting. So wear your PPE and take proper precautions and stay safe out there. Let's go make some sparks.